Let me share the text and the sound, get my music going, and I'm sharing now. So on your screen, you should see Die Hoffnung, which is Hatikva, the hope. Die jiddische Neshome tief in Herzen lebt. Kein Zion auf Mizrach. Unser Blick nur strebt. Let's listen to this fine singer, not me, someone else sing, and let me catch the right buttons. Give me a thumbs up if you hear. Good. Schon mal. There you go.
It's beautiful.
I never heard that before, but Unser Hoffnung.
Do the very frum people in Israel sing in the Yiddish, or do they sing in Hebrew?
I think that they mostly in Hebrew. We'll talk about that struggle between Yiddish and Hebrew in Israel. I think that this was really just a novelty to sing Hatikva in Yiddish, although so many pioneers were Yiddish speakers. Uh,
I
so
think I
let's
heard
go
that once
let's go back
before.
in history a little bit to a poet and composer and performer by the name of Eliakim Zunzer. This guy dates were 1836 to 1913. A poet and singer from Vilna, is known for his songs that preached nationalism and Zionism. And as a badchen, badchen is a performer, especially at events, and he was a legendary figure. From 1860 to 1870, his fame grew rapidly throughout Lithuania and in northern Russia. By his personal qualities, he raised the profession of badchen to the dignified level of a singer. In 1872, he published a booklet, Shirim Chadashim, New Songs, which was very popular and followed by more songs and booklets. When the pogroms of the early 1880s led to the founding of the pioneering Zionist group called Bilu, Zunzer lent his support to the young idealists who were heading for a new life in Palestine. In 1882, he composed popular songs with the theme of returning to plow the Jewish earth in the Holy Land. Zunzer himself hoped to settle in Israel, but the dream was never realized. In 1889, he toured the United States and later settled in New York, where he worked as a printer and publisher. In 1905, he was honored by a celebration made especially for him in New York City, and was named by the New York Times the father of Yiddish poetry. Zunzer wrote approximately 600 songs. And here are two examples of his songs that that were about settling in Palestine and supporting the idealists who went there. Let me open the text. I'll close this off in a second. So this song is called Shivas Tzion. Shivas Tzion. It means returning to Zion. And now, so many buttons to fetch here. Just a second. I'm going to fetch that one and share sound. Okay, so here's the text of his song. And he was quite sophisticated. He was very literary. Was sehe ich durch die Scheiben? What do I see through my window panes? Es fliehen wie Täuben. They are flying like doves. Mein Josef, mein Benjamin, klappen in mein Tier. My Joseph and my Benjamin are knocking at my door. And this is about the incoming, the returning Jews to Israel. What are some great lines here that says here at the end, Rucht eich ois bei mir de Beiner, mein Herzens guest. Breathe life into my bones, guest of the heart. Ihr wird bei mir kriegen alle Vergnügen. You're going to get from me all the delights. Now we see what happened. And ihr wird nicht wissen, fremde Tischen. You will no longer know strange tables, nor the Mutter's Käst, just a mother's comfort. So it personifies Zion as a mother. And this is an art song, so let's follow along. Shivas Tzion.
Was seh ich durch die Scheiben, es fliehen und wie Täuben, mein Josef, mein Benjamin, klappen in mein Tier. Ach Himmel, Gott, die Wunder, ich seh doch meine Kinder, die Liebste, die Getreiste, kommen an zu mir. A weg a so viel Jahren, gemeint ich bin verloren, an alle Monne a verwiste ledig bei mein Tier.
There's the table.
Eich wie's gegangen, Zeit men hat euch gefangen, was macht Jehuda und Ephraim, gibt mir a Geries. Es lachen meine Sonim, was hat es verraten ihm? Als etliche kleine Jingelach treten an mein Pol. Sie kennen sie den Treuen, sie wollen sie den Beuen. Mein Glanz und mein Meloche, wie es ist gewesen amol. Nein, das musst ihr vergleichen zu die größte Teichen. Fangen sich an wie a Schnirl von a kleinem Qual. Es fallen dir zu Strommen, bis es steigt dir Nomen. Und auf ihr die Masten mit die Seglen glänzen überall.
Nice image of getting on rivers from all over and going back.
Kommt jene Jahren, ich bin jung geworden, ich war verrobt mein Treuer, mein Seidenkleid, voll wird mein Haus wieder, es hebt das Herz die Glieder, viel von meine Kinder, fahren an zu mir, und Simche Tränen fließen, lasst mich Hadschen kuschen, ruht euch aus bei mir die Beiner, meine Herzensgöst, ihr werdet bei mir kriegen, alle Vergnügen, ihr werdet nicht wissen, fremde Tischen, nor die Mutters Köst.
Very popular at the time. Vos. I have another song of this Eliakum Zunzer, and it's very similar. He wrote several of these songs about the glory of the adventure of returning. And this one is called, one second. A Brief von der Mutter Zion. It's the same kind of imagery of the Holy Land as a mother. A Brief von der Mutter Zion. Let me get the music going. This song mentions particular parts of the Holy Land, from die Wand von Mikdosh, from the wall, from the temple wall, from Carmel, and that the children will be playing there again. Freiliche Beshores, ken ich euch mitleihen. You can take part in these happy dances. My youth is now refreshed. Mein Herz quält, zu stehen und zu gucken dabei. It makes my heart, my heart rejoices that I can see this happening. So it's again personification of the Holy Land.
If you're not going to share the screen, that's fine, but I just wanted to know.
Oh, thanks for the reminder. Oh gosh, did it again, huh? Thank you. Please speak up every time.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Share. Again, so now you see it. A Brief von der Mutter, a letter von der Mutter Zion. Play the song.
Durch die Poeten, die ständige Hitter, was Gott hat sie bei mir Verwächter gestellt. Schickt euch a Briefel, ich zieh euch die Mutter, zu euch meine Kinder von zweiten Seitwelt. Gegrüßt seid von mir und von eurer Schwester, von Carmel, Levon und von Jaffa beim Port, von die Wand von Migdosh, der Mäuer, der Fester, von Har Hazesim, der heilige Ort, von Hermon, von Jarden, der Spazier, der Bester, wo ihr fleckt Jungerheit, spielen sich dort.
This Yardenit is where there's a church, and they have baptisms in the Yardenit
Besäures kenn ich euch mitteilen, mein Jugend wird jetzt der zurück abgefrischt. Es kommen die Kinder, die Wunder zu heilen, zu bäuen die Chorves, was stehen verwiest. Sie gründen Kolonies und setzen sich wieder zum Tisch bei der Mutter, wie mutig, wie frei, und essen und trinken und singen sich Lieder. Die Sprache der Bibel lebt ob auf das Neu und seinen ganz glücklich und leben wie Brüder. Mein mein Herzquell zu stehen und zu gucken dabei.
Okay. So this goes
Stuart,
back. Yeah.
you mentioned he wrote about 600 poems. Did he also write the music to these, or did somebody else write the music for him?
Say it again.
You said he wrote 600 poems. Did he
600
also
songs,
compose the
yes.
music for it, or did somebody
Yes,
else
he did
compose the music?
music and the words,
He did
and
both. Okay.
he was a performer too. And it's a deep dive to learn about this guy who lived 1836 to 1913, but very important Yiddish poet. Uh, like I said, in 1905, there was a big celebration to honor him in New York City.
Where was he from originally?
He was from Vilna.
Interesting that in his time he could refer to the colonies without
Yes,
embarrassment.
right. You'll see that. You'll see
The
that quite a bit
movement
from
changed a lot.
literature in that period. That word is a third rail, colonizers. But
I
yeah,
thought it was worth mentioning in this circumstance.
yes, I'm glad. Exactly right, Phil. Okay, well, I'm going to read you something now that was from an article in the forwards. It had something to do with an exhibition, but it's a good intro to what was happening with Yiddish in the beginning years of the founding of the modern state of Israel. How Yiddish became a foreign language in Israel, despite being spoken there since the 1400s. It's 1945, 3 years before the establishment of the State of Israel and at the very end of the Holocaust. Vilna ghetto fighter Roshka Korchak Marla comes to Tel Aviv addressing the assembled in Yiddish about the extermination of Eastern European Jews. David Ben-Gurion, who would soon become Israel's first prime minister, then spoke to the crowd in Hebrew. He said, "A comrade just now spoken here in a grating foreign language," he declared. Ben-Gurion's shocking remark was part of a pattern of denigration expressed by advocates of modern Hebrew within the Zionist movement during the pre-state years. It aimed to delegitimize the Yiddish language using violence, intimidation, and propaganda. A year after its establishment in 1948, the State of Israel banned Yiddish theater and Yiddish periodicals under their legal powers to control material published and presented in foreign languages. This firmly shut out the language and its supporters from cultural legitimacy from then on, even after the heaviest of the restrictions were lifted some years later. It was no guarantee that modern Hebrew would become the victor in mandatory Palestine's language wars. After all, Yiddish was the first language of the waves of Jews who began migrating to the land beginning in the 1880s, as we heard with Eliakim Zunzer. In fact, Yiddish was continuously spoken in the land going back to the 15th century. Very interesting. I didn't know that fact, but I believe it. So,
But when did modern Hebrew really become prominent in the land?
well, around the same time with the first pioneers, that was one faction of the early Zionists were uh, were against the shtetl Jewish language and wanted to recreate Hebrew, and that's when Ben Yehuda codified a lot of biblical Hebrew into modern Hebrew. So
That'd
it's
be late
roughly the
1800s.
same time. But as the article said, the that the modern Hebrew will become the victor in that debate.
Uh,
Well, um, so many Yiddish speakers, besides the pioneers, the post-Holocaust my refugees were Yiddish speakers too, and um, I want to feature some famous performers, film actors, and comedians by the names of Simon Gigan and Israel Schumacher. They were from Lodz, and they were part of the Yiddish Polish film community, and of course, when the Nazis took over Poland, that was shut down. The whole Yiddish cinema was shut down, and they tried to revive it after the war, but I'll read something else about the Yiddish film in Poland as it pertains to Gigan and Schumacher, who eventually went to Israel and did have some success in Yiddish, but the article this will tell more about that. So here's a clip from a movie, and where this one of the actors, his name is Israel Schumacher, he sings "Mein Mama's Mecholim," which means my mother's food. It's a sweet, nostalgic Yiddish song that is sung in the movie to Holocaust surviving Jewish children at an orphanage in Lodz, Poland. It is Simon Gigan and Israel Schumacher's 1948 semi-documentary film, Our Children. Yiddish is Unsere Kinder. Um, the famous Polish comedians and Holocaust survivors, thanks to the Soviets, interact with the orphans with music, humor, reverse storytelling, and other means of coping and trying to move past the worst genocide in human history. It's a very interesting movie that tries uh, to I guess cheer up or to make the transition easy for Jewish children orphans. Our Children, this movie, was hoped to be the rebirth of the popular Polish Yiddish cinema of the 1930s that the Nazis stopped cold. But sadly, it marked its end, not rebirth. As the violent pogroms and anti-Semitism, which greeted most of the surviving Polish Jews returning to their homes, led to a mass exodus from their native country. Almost all the Polish creatives who made the movie, that you're going to see a clip of, support the future of Jewish life post-war Poland, emigrated to Israel soon after, and that's Gigan and Schumacher included. No other Yiddish movie was ever made in Poland again.
Any of them who went to Israel, as it already was, many of them wanted to come to America, but they couldn't get the visas.
That's right. That's right, Phil. Yeah. But Gigan and Schumacher did go to Israel, and I
Yeah.
guess a lot of the the people who made films
Yeah.
went there. So let me find my movie and share it. Let's see. Here we go. So this is my mama's mecholim, my mother's food. Okay, coming up. Let me stop that there and share. Kvetch. Here we go. Good. Got it? So they're performing in front of the orphans.
Als ich denk noch mein Mames Machulem, noch ihr Schabes dick Halle mit Fisch, verlangt noch a Preis ich Bazulem, für mein Mames heimischen Tisch. Die Zwiebel, der Knoblauch, der Reiter,
Noble.
geschmeckt wollt mir jetzt am Antik. Gott in jou schenkt mir ich gebet dich, meine Mames Machlem zurück. Als ich denk noch mein Mames Machlem,
Oh, weiß mir
noch
nicht.
ich Schabes dick Halle mit Fisch,
Artige Jeden nie.
verlangt noch a Preis ich bazulem,
Bis nicht das geht
für
verkleiden.
mein Mames heimischen Tisch.
Wenn er schon kommen, die ist hier.
Die Zwiebel, der Knoblauch, der Reiter, geschmeckt wird mir jetzt am Antik. Gott in jou schenkt mir ich bete, meine Mames Machlem zurück.
Ich hab's heute. So ein Rama pur Wörter. Jeden! Tomer hat sich aufhaben, etwas essen, ehrlich mit die Nacht nehmen das Leben im Morgen, ehrlich ups haben im Abend mit den Kindern. Und jetzt Kapatenzel. Seht?
That's a Gigan.
Nur dein Geschäft.
So those two guys went to Israel, and I have another clip now of an interview of an actress who worked with Gigan and Schumacher, and she tells the story of how they were discriminated because they performed in Yiddish. Her name is Leah Schlanger. And it's from these great interviews by the Yiddish Book Center. And I'll remember to share this screen right now. Share. Here we go. I don't know if you've seen any of these interviews, but it's a great...
Sie gewinnen Gigan Schumacher. Muss sie nicht erlaubt zu spielen mehr wie 6 Wochen in Israel. Sind sie ausgeflogen, wenn sie sind gekommen von Russland, sind sie ausgeflogen in Argentinien und dort geschaffen sie ihre eigenen Theater. Da hat man nicht gelost. Jedes Theater hat mir erzählt, sie haben bedarf spielen auf Yiddish, haben sie haben geschrieben, als die Vorstellung ist, lassen wir sagen, 7 Segen, sie haben angehoben 6:30. Eider mit Kind vermachen. Und sie gewinnen Polizei und sie haben gemisst zu Struf, vor dem sie haben gespielt Yiddish. Sie gewinnen also Zeit. Und sie gewinnen eine kurze Zeit und ich weiß nicht. Ich bin nicht die, was darf es erklären, was und wie so und es ist gewinnen richtig oder nicht richtig. Es ist nicht meine Sache. Ich weiß noch, als Menschen, die sind dann gewinnen in dem Gdud gegen Jiddisch, haben später geschrieben, also wie Chaim Hefer, und später geschrieben eine ganze Makame. Also sie gewinnen ein größer Fehler, und sie gewinnen eine Novelle für Jiddisch, und man darf raten, wie viel es ist noch geblieben.
Very interesting. It was very hard for the Yiddish performers. They actually put the police out on them. They had to pay an extra tax to perform Yiddish theater in Israel. And it's nice. It's interesting and poignant that this actress said that the people who were against it later realized it was a mistake to shut Yiddish culture down. Uh, of course, the rest, the Yiddish speaking world were majority uh, were very enthusiastic about Israel. And uh, I want to share a song by one of the great Yiddish uh, performers named Aaron Lebedev. He was from, I think he was from Lithuania also, but he had his biggest successes in New York in the Yiddish theater in Second Avenue. And here is his song that is so exuberant about Israel, and it's a great tune. It's called I Di Dai Dai. That's the chorus. And let me share the words with you. Let's talk about the words a little bit first. There we go. Share. And it's just like a dance of, you can just see a chorus of people joyously dancing. Jidelach, Bridelach, tanzt und quält. Wir haben a Maliche mit eigene Geld. Wir haben eine Armee, wir haben a Flot. Lo mir leuben und danken Gott. We've got our own government, we've got our own army, our navy. Our home will be growing flowers. Jews will live there in comfort. Leben dich dort bequem mit Boxer, Teitlin, Carmel wine. With carobs, dates, Carmel wine. Simchas wird bei Jiden sein. Then Jidelach, Bridelach, Uram, Reich. Tanz und freut sich und alle gleich. Let's all dance and be joyful. Wir haben ein Heim, wir haben ein Land. Wir wollen nicht sein schon mehr zu Schand. We will never again be ashamed. And so now the Jewish aspect, Shabbosdik, Yontivdik, Freilich sein, will be happy on the Sabbath, the holidays. Wellen mir Jiden soll in sein. Singen a Liedele, we'll sing a song. Wenn mir Jiden in Eretz Yisrael, when we are Jews in the land of Israel. Let's listen to this guy sing. He is just so exuberant. Aaron Lebedev, one of my favorite performers of all time. I did I die.
Bridelach tanzt und quält, wir haben am Lichen mit eigenem Geld, wir haben an Armen, wir haben an Flott, lassen wir leben und denken Gott. Heidi, Deidam, Heidi, Deidam, Heidi, Deidam, leben und denken Gott. Hey, 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 leben und denken Gott. Wachst und bliebet in der Heim, jeder Leben sich dort bequem, mit Boxer, Teifeln, Karnewein, Simches wird bei jedem sein. Heidi, Deidam, Heidi, Deidam, Heidi, Deidam, Simches wird doch sein. Hey, Heidi, Deidam, Heidi, Deidam, Heidi, Deidam, Zeug es wird doch sein. Jeder Brüder Edelach vor im Reich, tanzen freit sich alle gleich. Wir haben ein Heim, wir haben ein Land, wir werden nicht sein schön mehr zu Schand. Heidi, daidam, heidi, daidam, heidi, daidam, nicht sein schön mehr zu Schand.
You can tell this is like 1950s.
Wenn die Idelach tom mit sein, singen Liederlach allemal, wenn die Jiden in Eretz Yisroel. Heidi, daidam, heidi, daidam, heidi, daidam, dort in Eretz Yisroel. Hey, 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 Weibelach, Mädelach, Rechen, Klein, Wärm, Pflanzen, Weibelach, Schön, Box der Tätel auf jedem Zweig, jeder wird dort kriegen a Feig. Heidi, daidam, heidi, daidam, heidi, daidam, kriegen wird a Feig. Heidi, daidam, heidi, daidam, heidi, daidam, kriegen wird a Feig. Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Vein, ist mehr Favor.
Hey! Boy, what joy. That is a way to move on to an interesting interview that I found, again from the Yiddish Book Center interviews. This is an a European survivor who settled in Australia. By the way, I always like to mention that my father, after the war, did have papers to go to Australia. I guess Australia opened its doors to the survivors. And he always mentioned that, but of course, he got engaged to my mom in the DP camp, and she was headed for America, and so he was pretty smart to follow her there. Let me get my act together here. I go to this, and I go, so this guy's name is Leib Wahler, and he's got a beautiful Yiddish, the way he speaks. And let me share now, and do that, share sound, good. I think you'll find this interesting. It's very short. He talks about how it was in Israel with Yiddish in the early years.
Wenn ich immer gewesen in die Schule in 57, das erste Mal, und ich habe sich getroffen dort mit ein paar meiner Mamas Cousinen, wo sie gewesen jünger Chaluzim in 1920 und so weiter, und sie haben sich besetzt in Palästina, und so haben wir durchgelebt als Ding. Und sie haben geredet Jiddisch. Und ich habe geredet Jiddisch mit sie. Aber Jiddisch in die Schule in 1957 ist nicht gewesen keine ungesehene Sprache. Es hat doch im Ganzen geändert. Sind wir gewesen in die Schule das letzte Mal für die Yom Ha'atzmaut für die Jungen. Und wenn wir dort gewesen sind wir gegangen in einer jiddischen Theatergruppe, wo es geht von Stutt zu Stutt. Und wir so, wenn wir gegangen sind, sie gewesen in Rehovot, in einer neuen Klau, bin sehr schön ausgestellt. Und so vorgestellt als ein Potpourri von Itreklei Peretzes Meißelach. Mit Musik, mit Tanz, und mit Wörtern. Und es ist gewesen, ich meine, ein Gitterpur 100 Menschen, wo sie sich es ist nicht gewesen, keine freie Sache, man musste kaufen ein Billett. Und ich habe auch ihm gekickt, auf der Kehle dort. Und sie gewesen Menschen von verschiedenen Jahren. Sie gewesen ältere Menschen, Inselälter. Sie gewesen Menschen, wo sie gewesen ein Gitterpur jünger. Sie nicht gewesen, kein sehr jünger, nur sie gewesen. Und ich habe getracht, von wo kommen die Menschen? Emes ist gewesen, wie man sagt, Subtitles in Hebräisch und in Russisch, nicht in Englisch. Aber Menschen sind gekommen, weil sie haben gewollt, sehen in ihren Peretzes Meisterlach.
Meises.
Und hat geschrieben, noch der erste paar Jahre, hat geschrieben einen ganz neuen Jiddisch. Und das ist bloß ein, wie man sagt, eine Sache, was es gibt, schon bestellt in die Schule, es hat sich geändert im Ganzen dem Auskick von Jiddisch. Und so du hast Sache, jüngere Menschen, meine Tochter, sie hat sich nicht hintergenommen zu lernen, wie man darf zu sagen, mit Grammatiken und so weiter. Und sie ist sehr interessiert in Jiddisch.
So he talks about how in the early years, in the 50s, it was not popular, but then it started to come around, and I think that one of the advocates of Yiddish was this singer, you may know the name, Chava Elberstein, who around the 1970s or late 60s and 70s was a beautiful, wonderful folk singer of Hebrew songs, very popular. She had the nickname, she was known as the Joan Baez of Israel. She was super popular, but she had the good sense or the courage or the artistic leaning to perform Yiddish songs. So Chava Elberstein is one of the most beloved Yiddish singers around. I think she's probably in her 80s now, but she was a prolific performer and made recordings of Yiddish songs. So here is a Chava Elberstein recording of a song called Huliet, Huliet, Kinderlach, which means rejoice, rejoice, children. It's a lovely old folk song, but
Theodore Bickel put that on. Theodore Bickel put that on.
Yeah, Bickel does it too. That's true. It's by, I think it's a Gebertig song, Mordechai Gebertig. So let me get that started. Let me share. Let me get the words up on the screen. Huliet, Huliet. Good. And I'm almost there. Share. Good. There. And music. Give a quetsch. Huliet, Huliet, Kinderlach.
Spielt euch, liebe Kinderlach, der Frühling schon beginnt, der Frühling schon beginnt. Oi, wie bin ich Kinderlach, me kann euch erzählen. Oi, wie bin ich Kinderlach, me kann euch erzählen. Huliet, Huliet, Kinderlach, als Mann, ihr seid noch jung, weil von Frühling bis zum Winter ist ein Katzensprung. Spielt euch, liebe Kinderlach, versäumt kein Augenblick, versäumt kein Augenblick. Nehmt mich euch herein ins Spiel, verginnt mir euch das Glück. Nehmt mich euch herein ins Spiel, verginnt mir euch das Glück. Huliet, Huliet, Kinderlach, als Mann, ihr seid noch jung, weil von Frühling bis bis zum Winter ist ein Katzensprung. Guckt nicht auf mein grauen Kopf, zerstört das Zeichenspiel, zerstört das Zeichenspiel. Meine Schamme ist noch jung, wird zurück mit Jahren viel. Meine Schamme ist noch jung, wird zurück mit Jahren viel. Huljet, Kinderlach, als Mann, ihr sind noch jung. Weil von Frühling bis zum Winter ist ein Katzensprung. Meine Schamme ist noch jung und geht von Bänkschaft aus, und geht von Bänkschaft aus. Ach, wie gern will sich hier von alten Guffa raus. Ach, wie gern will sich hier von alten Guffa raus. Huljet, Kinderlach, als Mann, ihr seid noch jung. Weil von Frühling bis zum Winter ist ein Katzensprung. Spielt euch, liebe Kinderlach, versäumt kein Augenblick, versäumt kein Augenblick. Weil der Frühling eckt sich bald mit ihm das höchste Glück. Weil der Frühling eckt sich bald mit ihm das höchste Glück. Ja, huljet, Kinderlach, als Mann, ihr seid noch jung. Weil von Frühling bis zum Winter ist ein Katzensprung.
Hey, great song.
That was that's so beautifully done, and the sadness in it is really hard to escape. It's so powerful.
I agree. I agree. It's the old person looking at the children and he wants to. Oh,
yeah.
Wait.
When Bickel recorded, he was like 34 years old, and it wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bickel has a great version of it too, for no question. Well, that brings me to a song that Chava Alberstein wrote the music for, and you may have heard me perform it before. And it's a poem that she put to music by a very distinguished Yiddish poet by the name of Binam Heller. I'm going to share now the poem. It's really exactly the poem, and she beautifully composed music to go with it. So Heller was a survivor, born 1908, lived to 1998, settled in Israel. And it's about, he writes about his sister, a poem about his Schwester Chaya, the name is Chaya, who did not survive, died in concentration camp. And it begins very, very plain and simple. My sister, who had mit de grüne Augen, she had green eyes, she had black braids, and she raised me in the house on Smocze Gas, on Smocze Street, which is a real street in Poland, in Warsaw. And the story goes that the mother left the house, and so the responsibilities went to the sister, Chaya. And her eyes, and again, it goes back to the trope of she had green eyes, and she had black braids, and she wasn't even 10 years old. And she cleaned and she cooked. And the reason that I bring this up because of Israel is because he says, Mein Schwester Chaya mit de grüne Augen, a Deutsch, ot in Treblinke, sie verbrennt. Und ich bin in der jüdische Medina. I am in the Jewish state. Der same Letzter, was hat sie gekannt. I'm the last person on earth who knew her, who survived. I remember her. And here is the line, Vor ihr schreibe ich auf Yiddish meine Lieder. It's for her that I write my poems in Yiddish. And this is a recording that is on the latest CD that my group will release in the near future. It's coming.
Mein Schwester Chaie mit de grüne Augen, mein Schwester Chaie mit de schwarze Zepp, die Schwester Chaie, was hat mich erzeugen, auf smotsche Gas in Haus mit krumme Trepp. Die Mama ist weg von Stube beginnen, wenn auf den Himmel hat erst kein Geld. Sie ist weg in Kräumereien verdienen, das bittne, drobne, grosche, dicke Geld. Und Chaya ist geblieben mit den Brüdern, und sie hat sein gekornet und gehiet. Und sie pflegt singen, sei die schöne Lieder, vermacht, wenn kleine Kinder werden lieb. Mein Schwester Chaie mit de grüne Augen, mein Schwester Chaie mit de lange Haar, die Schwester Chaie, was hat mich erzeugen, ist noch nicht alt gewesen, kein Zendling-Jahr. Sie hat geräumt, gekocht, erlangt das Essen. Sie hat gezwungen uns die kleine Käpp. Noch spielen sich mit uns, hat sie vergessen. Die Schwester Chaie mit die schwarze Zepp. Mein Schwester Chaie mit die grüne, a Deutsch hat in Geblinke sie verbrennt. Und ich bin in der jüdische Medine, der Samme letzter, was hat sie gekannt. Vor ihr schreib ich auf Yiddish meine Lieder, in Tag die schreckliche von unserer Zeit. Bei Gott allein ist sie was Jechide, in Himmel sitzt sie bei seiner rechter Seite. Vor ihr schreib ich auf Yiddish meine Lieder, in Tag die schreckliche von unserer Zeit. Bei Gott allein ist sie Abbas Jechide, in Himmel sitzt sie bei seiner rechter Seite. Ai, 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 ai.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Well,
Wonderful.
we're almost at the end of the Yiddish hour. I wanted to say that there is a organization in Israel called the Levick House. The Levick House is located in Tel Aviv. It's the Center for Yiddish Culture and home of the Yiddish Writers and Journalists Association in Israel. And it's a beautiful building. I know the the uh, the uh, the head of that organization. His name is Daniel Gallet. He actually spent some time in Chicago. I did a project with his daughter, who's a cellist, Racheli Gallet, and they continue the mission of the writers who founded the Yiddish Writers Association in Israel in 1928. Over the years, its activities have been enriched by writers who came to Israel through various immigrations. They foster Yiddish culture to flourish among the general public. The Levick House is they also have a nice website with a lot of archives and interesting links. One last little tidbit. There is a guy online, an Israeli soldier. I don't know if he's in reserves or full time. And he puts out these little short videos where he is just so charming with his Yiddish greetings. And he did one where he showed how you load a cannon from the inside of a tank, and he's just a very funny, charming guy. And I'm going to play that for you as your farewell here. Israeli soldier in Yiddish.
Shalom Aleichem.
Here we go. Let me share the screen with you, and you'll get his greeting. 1 second. Share. Here we go. He's got dozens of videos, and he's always
Shalom Aleichem, Chaverim. Ich will euch weisen, was für ein Sort. Shalom Aleichem.
He says, okay, we all know Shalom Aleichem. Friends, I want to show you what sort of gift we got. A kigel, how marvelous, as they say. Shabbos und a kigel is wie a Vogel und a Fliegel. It means Shabbat without a kugel is like a bird that doesn't fly. He says, I want to wish you a good Shabbos with a lot of rest and pleasure.
Shalom Aleichem, Chaverim. Ich will euch weisen, was für ein Sort Matune haben wir bekommen. A Kigel, a Mechaie. Mit Flecktag sagen, a Shabbos und a Kigel ist wie a Vogel und a Fliegel. Ich will euch alle wünschen, soll sein ein gutes Shabbos mit der Sache Ruhigkeit und Naches. Seid mir alle gesund und stark. Aleichem, Chaverim. Ich will euch weisen, was für ein Sort Matune haben wir bekommen. A Kigel, a Mechaie. Mit Flecktag sagen, a Shabbos und a...
There we go. Your Yiddish hour.
Very good.
On the week of Yom Ha'atzmaut.
That was wonderful.
Thank
Very-
you, sir.
You could teach this at Spiritus or some. Really, you're so.
Well, I've got an archive now, so I could do it.
Yeah,
yes,
you really should.
with
You, I
pleasure.
mean, you put so much work into this. It's wonderful.
But I enjoy it. It's
Thank you so much.
you can tell it. It gives me nachas.
Is the Jewish book place the one in Boston? Is that
Yes,
the
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That is an incredible resource.
Source, yeah.
Everything's online too. They've digitalized thousands of books, and they also have those interviews, and they have various other things.
That we have a woman named Krista Whitney
Yes.
in 2017 could do an interview in Yiddish, which just blew me away all by itself.
Yes. Nicht a Yid. Oich. She's who knows. There are a lot of those. In fact, one of the premier Yiddish actors now in New York, and I guess around the world, is a guy named Shane Baker. And he, I think, is Episcopalian, but he lived in New York, did theater, and was neighbors with Tzipora Speisman, I think, one of the great old-time Yiddish theater performers. And he became her friend, and he was attracted to Yiddish, and he completely learned Yiddish, and he's one of the world's best Yiddish actors. He performs at all sorts of Yiddish events, and he has his own little theater company. Shane Baker, yeah, very interesting story. Incidentally, he's also a drag queen.
Whatever works.
Yes. All right. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. It was very nice. Thank you for showing. Tell your friends.
Maybe tonight some of the people went to Bob Hankins Shiva that
Oh, I see. Yeah.
6 to 7 that over at Zionists. So some of the people who've come here I know might have done that. So okay.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.